The situation surrounding a certain quarterback's decision about his future has become a focal point of speculation and concern, particularly for a football franchise that is anxiously awaiting his answer. The team finds itself at a crossroads, unsure whether this quarterback will choose to join their ranks for the upcoming season, explore other opportunities in the league, or even consider retiring from the sport altogether. This is a decision that has the potential to shape the team's future, and the franchise's leadership knows that the stakes could not be higher. As the days pass, all eyes are on this player, and the team's hopes are tethered to his final choice. A decision that could either elevate them or send them back to the drawing board, desperately searching for alternatives. This situation is not without precedent, as the team has experienced similar struggles in the past. Last season, a prolonged negotiation with a highly coveted receiver ended in disappointment when the team missed out on acquiring him. Now, the possibility of facing a similar dilemma with the quarterback is becoming increasingly real. It's a familiar feeling, one that echoes the sense of frustration that arose when the team was unable to finalize an important deal at the last minute. If they once again find themselves waiting, there is a risk that they may be left scrambling to find a solution, potentially at the worst possible moment. The clock is ticking, and as the team waits for the quarterback's decision, there are growing concerns about what could happen if this player does not sign on the dotted line. For many within the franchise, the hope is that this quarterback will decide to join the team. There's still a sense of optimism that they can secure his services, bringing a much-needed stability to the most important position on the field. However, the reality is that if this player decides to go elsewhere, the team will have to find a viable solution elsewhere, and that may not be as easy as it sounds. There are limited options available, and while the team may still have a chance to compete at a high level, the absence of this quarterback would almost certainly impact their chances of advancing in the playoffs and ultimately competing for a championship. It's a harsh reality that many are reluctant to confront, but it's one that cannot be ignored. If this quarterback were to join the team, it would undoubtedly bring an air of optimism. While it's unlikely that his mere presence would make the team automatic favorites in a highly competitive league, there's no denying that his experience and leadership could be invaluable. The history of the league is full of examples where veteran quarterbacks have joined new teams and helped elevate them to championship contention, even late in their careers. That precedent still looms large, and the team knows that this quarterback could be the missing piece they need to finally get over the hump and contend for a title. The potential for success is there, but only if he makes the decision to join their ranks. As the team waits for this pivotal decision, there's also the harsh reality that they may not have many other options if this quarterback doesn't sign with them. Other quarterbacks have already moved on to different teams, and with limited resources available in the market, the options for a starting quarterback are few and far between. The team finds itself in a precarious position, where their hopes rest on securing this one player. The pressure is mounting, and the franchise's leadership is once again putting all their eggs in one basket, hoping that history doesn't repeat itself. The uncertainty of the situation has become palpable, and every passing day without an answer only adds to the growing tension. If the quarterback doesn't join the team, the franchise will likely have to pivot and look for alternatives, and that's where things get tricky. The likelihood of needing to draft a quarterback in the early rounds of the upcoming draft increases significantly if this player is no longer an option. Already, discussions have begun about potential quarterback prospects, with many analysts speculating on which players might be available and how they could fit into the team system. The draft will be a crucial moment for the franchise, and if they miss out on this quarterback, their strategy may need to shift drastically. However, not everyone believes that a full-scale overhaul of the season is the right approach. Some suggest a more conservative route, focusing on building a team that can win games without necessarily relying on a franchise quarterback. But that strategy doesn't align with the team's competitive mindset. The franchise leadership knows that the window for success is narrowing, and they cannot afford to waste time on a rebuilding year. Their focus is on winning now, especially considering the limited number of years left for some of their key players. The situation is urgent, and the team needs a solution that will give them the best chance to succeed. So, the question remains, if this quarterback is not an option, who else can provide the team with the best chance of success? This is a critical question, one that may ultimately determine the future of the franchise. The pressure is mounting as the team scrambles to find an answer. The situation has become more urgent by the day, and the decision made in the coming weeks will have a lasting impact on the team's future. It's a situation that demands careful consideration, as every possible option must be weighed. The pressure to make the right choice is undeniable, and the franchise's future success depends on getting this decision right. One option that may come into play is Mason Rudolph, a player who has been with the team for a few years now. If the team can't secure a veteran quarterback, Rudolph could be the solution they need. He may not be the long-term answer, but he could serve as a stopgap while the team looks for a more permanent solution. In comparison to other veteran quarterbacks, Rudolph may actually offer more value to the team, particularly when considering the limited alternatives available. There's a chance that he could perform at a competent level, allowing the team to stay competitive while they search for a more stable option at quarterback. If the team does decide to go in this direction, there's also the possibility of selecting a quarterback in the first round of the upcoming draft. Players like Shatter Sanders, Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, or Tyler Shuck could be viable options, although it's important to note that starting a rookie quarterback is never an easy decision. But if the team goes with Rudolph as the starter, a young, promising quarterback could develop under his leadership, providing a long-term solution for the franchise. This may not guarantee immediate success, but it could be the team's best option moving forward if the quarterback they are hoping to land doesn't come through. There are other veteran options available, and it's worth considering the merits of these players. Some of them may not be the ideal fit, but they could be able to help bridge the gap if needed. A player with experience in similar systems could be a valuable asset, especially if the team is able to find someone who understands the scheme and can execute effectively. With the right coaching and support, it's possible that a veteran quarterback could come in and help the team stay competitive, even if he's not a long-term solution. But all of this comes with risks. The team could invest in a veteran quarterback, only to find that his performance has declined to the point where he can no longer compete at a high level. If this happens, the franchise could find itself back at square one, searching for a new solution at quarterback yet again. The options are limited, and each decision carries significant weight. Ultimately, the team must navigate this precarious situation carefully, weighing the risks and rewards of every potential move. As the team waits for a final decision from the quarterback, the pressure is mounting. The future of the franchise is hanging in the balance, and the next few weeks will likely determine the course of their season. Whether the team secures this player or has to look elsewhere, the road ahead is full of uncertainty. It's a crucial moment for the franchise, and the stakes could not be higher. The pressure on the franchise continues to grow as the decision regarding the quarterback looms. The team's leadership is fully aware that this is a make-or-break moment in their search for stability at the quarterback position. Should the desired quarterback not sign, the team will be forced to reevaluate its options, many of which are far less appealing. The quarterback market, both in free agency and in the draft, is increasingly becoming barren, with few viable alternatives left. The hope is that the franchise can secure a veteran quarterback with the experience needed to lead the team to victory. However, if that fails, the reality of turning to a younger, less experienced quarterback becomes a strong possibility. Mason Rudolph, a player who has been with the team for some time now, seems to be a reasonable fallback option if the team cannot land a veteran. While he may not be the long-term solution, his familiarity with the system could be an asset, particularly in a year where the team is in desperate need of a competent starting quarterback. Although many will argue that Rudolph is not the ideal choice for a championship-caliber team, he could serve as a bridge, giving the team time to develop a more promising quarterback or to reassess its options for the future. The problem with this, however, is that relying on Rudolph as a starter could limit the team's potential. He may not be the type of quarterback who can lead a team deep into the playoffs, but at this stage, he could be one of the few realistic options left. If the team decides to take a more aggressive approach, they could look to the draft for their quarterback of the future. The upcoming draft is filled with talented prospects, and players like Shatter Sanders, Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, and Tyler Shuck had the potential to step into the starting role. However, as is always the case with rookie quarterbacks, there is an inherent risk involved. Developing a young quarterback takes time, and there are no guarantees that a first-year player will be ready to start in the NFL, particularly in such a high-pressure situation. The team's leadership is aware of this, but they may be left with no other choice but to roll the dice on a young player who could take some time to adjust to the professional game. It's worth noting that the team may not need to rely solely on the draft to solve their quarterback issues. There are still several veteran quarterbacks on the market who could provide some stability, albeit with varying degrees of success. One potential option could be Ryan Tannehill, a quarterback who has had success in the NFL in the past, although his recent performance has been less than stellar. Tannehill was once one of the top quarterbacks in the league, leading the Tennessee Titans to the playoffs multiple times, but his production has been on the decline in recent seasons. His most successful year came in 2020 when he threw 33 touchdowns and just 7 interceptions. But after the departure of his offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, his numbers took a significant dip. In the last 2 seasons, he's been riddled with injuries and has struggled to maintain consistent play. While Tannehill has proven to be capable of leading a team in the past, there's no telling whether he can still perform at a high level in the coming years. He's an intriguing option, but he's far from a surefire solution for a franchise that is hoping to compete for a championship. Another veteran quarterback to consider is Derek Carr, who was recently released by the Las Vegas Raiders. Carr has been a consistent starter in the league for several years and has been a reliable presence under center. However, he is coming off a down year, and his performance in recent seasons has not been on the same level as his earlier years. Still, Carr has experience and leadership qualities that could benefit a team in need of a veteran presence. He has the ability to make all the throws and has a solid understanding of the game, but it remains to be seen whether he can still lead a team to the next level. His situation is similar to that of Tannehill, in that he offers a level of stability, but with some question marks surrounding his recent play. If the team is not able to secure a veteran quarterback, the draft may be their only viable option. The team could target a player like Shatter Sanders, who has impressed scouts with his athleticism and potential as a playmaker. Sanders has the ability to make all the throws, and his mobility gives him an advantage in today's NFL. He's a player who could develop into a starting quarterback, but it would take time for him to adjust to the professional game. Similarly, Jackson Dart has shown flashes of brilliance and could be a solid option for the team, but like Sanders, he would need time to develop and acclimate to the NFL. In the case of Jalen Milroe, the team might be looking at a quarterback with more raw talent but less refinement. Milroe's athleticism is off the charts, but his passing ability is still a work in progress. He would need a great deal of coaching and development to reach his full potential, but the upside is certainly there. Tyler Shuck, on the other hand, is a more polished passer with less mobility. He has the tools to be a successful quarterback in the NFL, but he would need to adjust to the speed and complexity of the pro game. Any of these players could provide a long-term solution for the franchise, but it's unclear whether any of them are ready to step in and make an immediate impact. There are also other veterans available who could potentially fill the quarterback void. These players may not have the same pedigree as some of the top names in the league, but they could provide a solid, if not spectacular, option for a team looking to compete immediately. One of these players is Gardner Minshew, who has had success as a backup quarterback and has shown flashes of potential as a starter. While Minshew is unlikely to be a long-term solution, he could provide some stability in the short term, giving the team a chance to develop a more promising option. Other veteran options include players like Jacoby Brissett and Andy Dalton, both of whom have been reliable backups in the league for several years. While neither of these players would be considered a top-tier option, they could serve as competent starters if the team is in a pinch. Ultimately, the team's options are limited, and they will need to weigh the pros and cons of each choice carefully. If they are unable to land a veteran quarterback or find a promising young prospect in the draft, the team may have to go with what they have. In that case, Mason Rudolph might be the most viable option. He's not a star, but he could provide the stability the team needs to stay competitive while they figure out a longer-term solution. Whether it's through the draft or free agency, The team has to find a way to address their quarterback situation and give themselves the best chance to succeed. The quarterback decision is critical, and it will shape the team's direction for the upcoming season and beyond. The future of the franchise rests on the ability to secure a solid quarterback, and whether it's through a veteran acquisition, a young draft pick, or a combination of both, the team's leadership must make the right choice. As the clock ticks down and the uncertainty remains, the pressure continues to mount, and the team must act swiftly to ensure their future success. The quarterback position is the most important on the field, and it's time for the team to find the answer that will keep them in the hunt for a championship. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The Pittsburgh Steelers are buzzing with excitement over the potential signing of Alec Ingold, a versatile fullback with a proven track record of grit and skill. Known for his relentless work ethic and ability to make a difference both in the backfield and as a receiving target, Ingold has quickly become a sought-after player in the NFL. His journey from undrafted free agent to standout in the league is nothing short of inspiring, and the Steelers are keen to add this dynamic player to their roster. Ingold, who began his NFL career with the Oakland Raiders, has proven time and again that he's more than just a blocking fullback. His early days with the Raiders saw him make a significant impact, with his first career touchdown coming in a thrilling victory over the Los Angeles Chargers. It wasn't just his touchdowns that caught attention, but his consistent ability to contribute in key moments, including a memorable first touchdown in Allegiant Stadium during a Monday Night Football game against the New Orleans Saints. After suffering a torn ACL in 2021, Ingold bounced back stronger than ever, signing a 2-year deal with the Miami Dolphins in 2022. His resilience and determination were on full display as he recovered from the injury and continued to perform at a high level. His ability to adapt and overcome adversity has been a key factor in his career, and it's something the Steelers are eager to incorporate into their own locker room. The Steelers' interest in Ingold goes beyond just his physical prowess. It's about his leadership qualities and his proven impact in both the run and passing game. Pittsburgh, known for its hard-nosed football style, sees in Ingold the perfect complement to their already formidable offense. His ability to contribute on special teams and as a versatile weapon in multiple roles aligns perfectly with the Steelers' commitment to having a well-rounded, dynamic squad. As rumors swirl about the potential deal, the excitement in Pittsburgh is palpable. Fans are eagerly anticipating the addition of a player like Ingold, who embodies the team's blue-collar mentality while also offering the kind of explosive versatility that can elevate the entire offense. If the Steelers can secure his services, they could be looking at a player who not only strengthens their depth chart, but also becomes a key contributor to their playoff aspirations. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.